I don't know what this is, but we're gonna find out. Following a raft of oppressive policies and crackdown from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the Joint Force of the Martian Territories, and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet rebelled, this conflict came to be known as the Solar War. This looks like a point-and-click adventure, like retro style, in the sort of a Gundam universe. I know absolutely nothing about this. There's a bunch of demo up for grab on a PlayStation Store, and this is one of them. So let's try it out. The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined force of the Martian territories and Jovian Unified Colony Fleet managed to push the Federation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days of the conflict, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Aboard the Jovian carrier GFS Kalik, you flexibly tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight stick as another wave of vibration reverberates through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the frame subsystem. Jesus, that word. Subsystem? As you squeeze the control tighter, their plastic casing creak under the pressure. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of huge shockwaves that are buffeting the Kaliki, the carrier that you're stationed on. Each one is a near miss as an explosion tears through the space around the ship. You try to push the thought from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing, but you've already realized that their frequencies means the Kaliki must be approaching the front line. Your squadron will be launching soon, and you'll be engaging in your first real sortie, your first real flight, in fact. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training exercise in real armored frames before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulator meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. You'd overheard the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots, and still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone who could fight. Your whole squadron is just like you, freshly conscripted from the Europa colony. You'd undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training had taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are feeling right now, whether maintenance crew, Kaliki 5, this is flight deck. We're preparing your squad for takeoff, running a last minute diagnostic on your frame, activating all systems. Now. Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks and we'll have you spaceborne in a few minutes. You ready to show those Terrans who's boss? Damn straight, ready to kick some ass. Sure. Yeah, can't wait to get out there. I'm gonna... You stammer, trying your best to convince not the engineer, but yourself that you're ready for what's waiting for you. Whoa, take a breath. There, Kaliki 5, it's not gonna be that bad out. No need to get all riled up here in the anger. Tell you what, pilot, what's your name? Name's Benchy. What's your name? Polite? Pronounce? Him. Okay, and science polite. First up, take a few deep breaths for me, in and out, nice and slow. You got that? draw in one long, measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instruction, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow and some of the tension in your body slips away. You still feel on edge, but feel slightly more in control. Alright, there we go. Now listen up, Ensign. You ain't got a thing to worry about out there. Way I've heard it is that all the Terran's best pilots were taken care of between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the one who've been leading the charge today, so they're the one taking all the flag. Propagandist machine selling this as our decisive strike against Hurt, last line of defense. But between you and me, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. Buddy of mine in operation said as much in the canteen last night. Besides, you hear a dull ring over the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat, slouching back and exhaling as you realize it's nothing more than the engineer striking the cockpit armor on your frame. This beauty here is a work of art. Darren Frames ain't got nothing on her. She's all tuned up and ready to go. Probably spent more time with this one than I have with my own kid. So don't you worry. Remember what they taught you in training and leave the rest up to her and you'll come out of this just fine. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago, the engineer confidence is infectious and it's starting to rub off on you. You adjust your position in your seat so that you're sat up straight and the soft hum of the frame system now seem more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, you think. Martian have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty here in our top-of-the-line frames. Yeah, nothing to worry about. So, Ensign Polite, how are you feeling about things now? Ready to go? Yeah. You declare, channeling your newly tapped well of confidence. That's the spirit, Ensign. Now hang on to that and we'll have you out of those anger doors and kicking Terrans around in no time. Left alone with your thoughts, you tune back in the gentle hum of the frame. You watch the second ticks away on the cockpit clock while you wait for the order to launch. The wait seems to drag on and on. You carry out a few last-minute flight checks, but as you'd already completed them when you boarded, nothing has changed. Alright pilot, listen up. This is Kaliki 1. We've been cleared for launch, so be ready for immediate action. All frame will be taking off in designation order. Attack formation, sound off. Kaliki 2 ready. Kaliki 3 ready. Kaliki 4 here, ready to take off. ... We're Kaliki 5 apparently, standing by. Keep it together, Kaliki 5. Kaliki 6. Kaliki 6 ready. Alright, Kaliki's squadron, move out. There's a lot of text in this game. I don't know if I'm gonna read the whole way through. But Kaliki 1 launching, Kaliki 2 launching, Kaliki 3 launched, Kaliki 4 moving out. The roll call of your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly toward the combat zone sound almost like a countdown to you. Once Kaliki 4 has declared their launch, you know your time has come. You disengage the restraint and prepare yourself. Kaliki 5 launching. You shout as you slam the flight stick forward for maximum thrust. Kaliki 5, abort launch, cut thrusters. Kaliki 5, abort launch, cut thrusters. What's happening? The engineer instruction barely register in the confusion as you're jerked around the cockpit, your helmet slamming on the control panel as a brief moment of thrust throws you back into your seat before you're whipped forward again. Warning flashes all over your monitors and sirens and alert sounds from all over the cockpit. Kaliki 5, abort launch and cut thrusters. It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineer, but once you do, you quickly pull the flight sticks back to their neutral position. The roar of your frame's engine dies and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince as the metallic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Kaliki 5, hang tight for a moment. Your frame's restraint didn't accept the disengage command, so you're still attached to the Kaliki. We're going to need to run a diagnostic. Shouldn't take too long. Where is this going? You slump in the cockpit chair and exhale deeply, your heart still pounding a million beats per minute and your lips stinging. You continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communication channel from the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Armored Core, the visual novel. Hey, yeah, look like the restraint disengage command didn't register. Yeah, Unit 5, alright, yeah. Get Unit 6 out. No sense waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostic, then reboot if necessary. Kaliki 6 launching. What do you mean hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since March at least. Who has assigned Unit 504? Fine, right. Shut down system and run the diagnostic again. I want this frame out there in the next 5 minutes. Kaliki 5, we're going to shut down your frame system for a moment so we can run diagnostic. Stay ready though, we'll have you launching soon. Kaliki 5, understood, ready and waiting. Well, I'm having fun. As your cockpit fades to darkness again, you release the flight sticks and suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fist around them. You flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sound of the engineers working on your frame's restraint. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This was what you wanted, wasn't it? You spent so long worrying about this mission that you'd thrown up twice in the past 24 hours, and now it looks like that was all for nothing. You'd got what you wanted and you were safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier in an inactive armored frame anyway. Your smile widens inadvertently at that thought. Getting shut down in an inactive frame still in its restraint, you'd become a cautionary tale for engineer and pilot throughout the entire Jovian colonial fleet. Your mind turns quickly to the rest of your squadron. When they return, you'd be the laughingstock of the entire Kaliki. The pilot would spend their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You'd dodge a bullet, but you'd never. This is Kaliki 6. They've got off the flight path. There's more. There's a whole squadron of carriers coming in from E-Field. Kaliki 1, they're going to cut you off from the fleet. Kaliki 6 signal disappearing as you sit bolt upright as you begin pressing button trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. However, with your frame system shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in a dark stillness and listen to events unfold. Kaliki 6 respond. Kaliki 6, what's going on? How many carriers are coming in from E-Field? Man, Kaliki 6 signal has been lost. It's not responding. He's Hold it together, Kaliki 4. All units form up defensive formation on me. I said all units, Kaliki 2. Don't break formation. Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh god, ma'am, help. In an instant, your communication channel is flooded with cries of terror and panic. You hear your squad mates, your fellow pilots' exclamations appear as this unexpected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fills your head as you sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. Hey, who's out there? Engineering. Hey, get me ready. I can help. Get me ready to launch. Engineering. They're getting killed out there. I need to go now. You shout demands to get your frame ready for launch over the channel, but are met with no response. In the dark of the cockpit, with your controls unresponsive, you can't be sure whether the channel is closed, or if no one's listening with all attention turned to receiving the battle-damaged units from your squads. Listen to me, anyone. Get me out of there. You desperately begin attempting a mineral override of your system, but find that nothing responds to you. The only spark of life that you can't glean from your frame is a small diagnostic progress bar. I need to be out there. Anyone. In one last desperate attempt, you begin hammering on your cockpit walls, hoping to get the attention of the engineers you could hear outside earlier. The entire time, the chaos of the combat out in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. There's 3, 4 on me, I've lost my shield, I can't shake them, they're everywhere, there. The line of retreat's totally cut off, we can't get back to the ship. Man, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4 on me, we're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Ma'am, come in, ma'am. Oh no, oh god, no. One by one, your squad signals disappear and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by the gentle hiss of static. You stop hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in a cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Kaliki 5. Ready for takeoff. Despite last-minute reinforcement for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above Lunar is a victory for the joint Martian and Jovian force. This would be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their last stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree to a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An uneasy peace fills the solar system. If it's a game, please let me play it. That's too long of an intro for me to care about it. With the conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian-Jovian alliance concluded, the Kaliki and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. Don't get me wrong, I like a good story in a game. It's just, games are not books, and it seems sometimes designers forget that. Like, put me into the context, make me care by acting that thing, and then I'll read your stuff. The reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign Polite reassigned security details aboard various Jovian ships. He's eventually promoted to lieutenant. Like, on top of like the whole situation being like me not doing anything. Very passive game. 4 years have passed since the battle above Lunar. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming from further out in the solar system. The patrol ship's GFS Gondog is dispatched to support the GFS O'Brien in its investigation of these signals. Aboard the Jovian patrol ship GFS Gondog. Finally, as the rumble of the Gondog's engine roaring to life reverberates through the ship, you clench your fist. It's been 4 years, and to this day the sensation of tremors, whether they're ship engines, ducking clamps, or weapon drills, still ties your stomach into knots. A bad threat for a ship's security officer. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before stowing the last of your possession and pushing the drawer closed. You feel a click as it locks into place, and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush with its surroundings. Stepping back, you look around the room. You take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Although this was far from your first posting as a security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety, as similar as all the ships were. They all came with their own unique crews and personality, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Select the look button to examine your surrounding by selecting items of interest. Select it again when you're done. Alright. Terminal let me access the ship computer. It's got a clock, a word processor, and even a calendar. Can also access record and my orders from here, but for anything else I need to access the core, which is limited to those in operation or command. Just a normal storage unit. This lets me control the room's lighting from the bed. I keep my books here too. I'm currently reading the Tales of the Cosmic Champion series. Standard cruise bunk. Once you've slept in one, you've slept in them all, although this is one of the nicer ones I've been assigned to. The wall panel can be removed by jimmying it with the tin object, and crew members often stash contraband there. It looks like this one's not been touched though. Can we? Select the use button to interact with your surroundings. Can I jimmy the thing? No. Yes. Oh. Instructed to report to the bridge. I haven't met anyone yet since my transport to the spaceport ran late, and I just about made it on board before lunch. This way to my next assignment. I should get moving soon. Select the move button to move. You step out into an empty corridor, and a door to your quarters gently hisses shut behind you. Its keypad gives a short series of beeps, and you hear the lock engage. The dull drum of the ship's system is barely audible, but otherwise you are stood in total silence. The air is cooler outside of your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on, and at this point it doesn't surprise you. Okay, so this is Swift class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this corner block, I'll be in the Foresight thoroughfare. If I go right toward the Haft, I'll arrive in the central hub, and then I can head to the bridge. Ensign Cruise? Doesn't sound familiar. Do I use doors? Alright then. So you're at the corridor leads to that large plaza-like space. A terrifying breeze coming from your left ruffles your air and chills you slightly, and you hear the sound of human activity. From the right, you can hear the hum of the ship's engine more clearly now, as well as the occasional low, quiet, whirring sound. Looks like I was right. This portion of the thoroughfare would let me access both set of crew quarters, the mess hall, the hangar, and the central hub. From there, I can access the rest of the ship's area. I should hurry up to meet the captains before I look around anywhere else. Are we in low gravity right now? To meet the captain. Alright, we need to go to the bridge. We're getting jumped. Set hands in the air, punk. What? You want to get killed? Cassie, come on. Hello, waifu. Oh, we're actually dating. Over email? Okay. So is this the first time we see each other? Like, what's happening? Okay, so we have seen each other before. I was trying to look around the ship, but the game is not letting me, so... So we're not gonna see the captain anymore? That's a bit sus. Wink wink. Okay. Alright. Wants to go to the mess hall. Metal Gear. Please stop talking. How do I get them then? Guess we can't. Absolute serenity. What is happening? Cassandra, you're fired. go to the captain like we were supposed. Are they all waifus? Function. Weapon. Armory. Yeah. That's more like it. Can we take something else? Can we shoot at Cassandra? No. So how do I use items? I can't. So it's just context sensitive. Alright, sadly I have to go, but this could be interesting. Um, it's way too slow for my taste anyway. I don't know if it's supposed to be advertised as a visual novel. Again, I don't know anything about the game, and if it is, then that's fine. People who like visual novels are maybe gonna like that. But for a demo, I think it should get into the meat of the game way sooner, because like I get that you're exposing the world and the lore and everything, but you're not giving me a chance to care first about where I am and explore and things at my own pace. So it's pretty railroaded for now. But who knows? I really like point and click adventures game usually, so maybe when it opens up it gets much better. So look forward to see more of it, but for now I have to go. So sorry. Have a good evening and see you later.